Hey guys, it is Ethan here with another video for guys. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about the time that Twitter unsuccessfully tried to cancel Adam Driver. Now before this video starts, I want to say that I'm actually doing a Q&A for 400 subscribers, so make sure to leave your questions in the comment section down below. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those will be in the description down below. Or you can also ask your questions on Twitter with hashtag AskEthanMarin, and let's get on with the video. Now recently, if you were on Twitter a few days ago, you probably saw that hashtag Adam Driver is over party was trending. Now like 99% of the population, I asked myself, what possibly did Adam Driver do to get the Twitter keyboard warriors angry at him? Now, for what I know, I'm not really familiar with Adam Driver, but the only thing I can think that would even like spark some sort of controversy to like quote cancel him was the time that he said the N-word in Black Klansman. But obviously that was for historical purposes, so I was like, people can't be mad at that. And I knew that movie couldn't possibly be the root cause of this situation because it was released like pretty much over a year ago at this point. I can't remember the exact date, but I'll put it on screen right now. And also that movie was widely praised by people of all races. So I decided to do a little bit of research, and about 5 minutes of scrolling Twitter, I find this interview that Adam Driver did from the New Yorker called Adam Driver, the Original Man. Now going through this article, it covers a lot of his upbringing and a lot about his career. And there's this one part of the article where Adam Driver talks about during 9/11, he actually enlisted in the Marines to basically fight against the people who attacked his country. Now what people are pointing at is that he's saying, we need to go against the people who attacked our country, and he even says in the article that it wasn't against Muslims. Now the thing I want to point out is that there's a difference between protecting your country and Islamophobia. Now this is not to undermine the outrageous amount of Islamophobia that happened in the aftermath of 9/11, and I think it's personally absolutely disgusting, and Adam Driver thinks that too. And I'm not really in support of the whole war against Afghanistan, this whole war on terrorism, but I still do think we should honor our veterans and honor the people that served in the military. Now, I didn't really read too far into this article because most of it doesn't really relate to this whole situation. People are just focusing on this one paragraph, so I don't know if he was actually ever deployed, and I don't think so. I still think we should be giving people who fight for our country the respect. One thing that I want to point out, and this is actually a quote that I heard from someone, I can't remember who it was, but I heard it recently: don't blame the soldier, blame the war. So I want you guys to remember that quote. Now actually, to give you guys full context, I'm going to be reading the part from the article that people are talking about. After 9/11, he found himself filled with a desire for retribution. Although he wasn't sure against what or whom, it wasn't against Muslims, he said. It was, we were attacked. I want to fight for my country against whoever that is. His stepfather, a Baptist minister, had given him a brochure for the Marines, which he had thrown in the trash. But now he reconsidered. He craved a physical challenge, and the Marines were tough. They kind of got me with that whole, we're not going to give you signing bonuses. We're the hardest branch in the armed forces. You're not going to get all this cushy shit that the Navy or the Army gives you. It's going to be hard. His decision to enlist was so abrupt, the military recruiter asked him if he was running from the law. So clearly you guys can see in this part of the article, he even says that it wasn't against Muslims. He wanted to fight against whoever attacked his country, and this was a feeling that many Americans at the time shared. And now this is a common feeling that populations feel after they've been attacked. Now this was the same with back in 1941 when the US was attacked by the Japanese at Pearl Harbor. A lot of Americans, wanted to fight, and the same thing happened with World War I with the bombing of the Lusitania. A lot of people were pushing Woodrow Wilson to declare war on Germany and Austria-Hungary, and that's what they did, and that's how we got the two world wars and, many other wars. It was people wanting to fight the attacker, and, people want retribution. I mean, it's just human nature to want to feel satisfied against being attacked. Now, the thing I want to talk about mainly in this video is cancel culture. Now, we've seen it happen with so many people, and I mean, I really don't like this whole thing, and, this isn't going through something, from a long time ago and digging something up from a long time ago. This article was published on October 19th, 2019, which was only a few months ago at the time of this recording. But also, I don't like the whole thing of cancel culture, of going in and digging out something from 10 years ago. Like, you had the whole Kevin Hart situation where basically some old tweets were pulled up where he said some stuff that, that was considered, a little bit homophobic. Now, let's take this back a few years. These tweets were from around 2009, 2010. Now, back then, this is 10 years ago. A lot of what he said back then was more acceptable. I mean, you look at shows like The Office. If they did that today, I mean, it would be canceled absolutely immediately. I mean, just look at the first season of it. And I mean, that first season is about 5 years years older than the tweets that we're talking about, but even still, like, the point I'm trying to get across is that humor changes over time, and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable changes over time. Now, a lot of fans on Twitter were quick to defend Adam Driver, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys a few tweets. Now, this one fan pretty much summed up my entire point of this whole video. I see. So the only reason hashtag Adam Driver's over party is trending is because 99.9% of the posts are about this are an out. Okay, this is kind of poorly worded. This is an outcry that anyone is upset with him. Don't you idiots realize that you're hollering at no one? I mean, this situation got so blown out of proportion on Twitter that even K-pop Twitter started jumping in on it. And I mean, like, let's be real, like any sort of like cancel culture situation hashtag, you know, the K-pop accounts are gonna jump on it the moment they see it. Now, this one fan pointed out that basically Islam is not a terroristic religion, which I completely agree with. Y'all, what is your point? Islam doesn't support terrorism. In fact, Islam loves peace. Adam is not Islamophobic. He's just a young boy who wanted to protect his country. And that's like what I was saying earlier in the video. You know, there's a difference between wanting to protect your country and hating Muslims. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Sorry that this video is a little shorter than a lot of other videos, but there just wasn't a whole lot to talk about with this situation. I mean, it's basically just Adam Driver says he wants to fight against people who did 9/11. People on Twitter get mad. Fans come and defend him. That's the TLDR of this whole situation. And also make sure to leave your questions in the comments section down below or on Twitter with hashtag AskEthanMarin. Make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.